It's me, Capri. My mommy is the best. Super mom, Ruby, best. She helps mommies get their smiles back, their giggles back, and their sparkle back. You wait for the show. Brush. Get ready for It's Super Slowly, not Super Slow.
Welcome to Healing for the Soul podcast, sponsored by Supermom Robin Stoltman, where every week I feature different guests to empower you to become the best version of yourself through different methods you may not have heard of or even thought of. Now, if you are ever looking for a virtual assistant, I highly recommend Sphere Rocket to delegate any business-related tasks like grow your social medias, book appointments, and much more that all businesses require, boosting your sales, productivity, and much more. The link to Sphere Rocket is at the bottom of this episode. This is season number 6, episode number 36, and today I have my guest, Adrian Simmons. Having lived with lower levels of energy for a few years as she moved through her early 50s, her life took a downward spiral that did not look pretty. Adrienne was no longer in control of her life. Her life controlled her. Scared of what her life would look like 1, 5, 10 years ahead, if she did not make some drastic changes, she chose to live life on her terms. Over a 12-month period, starting with 180% mindset shift, Adrienne lost the 25 pounds she gained over the last year and a half, rebuilt her physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual energy banks, and reclaimed her youthful vitality. Today we are talking about Energy Edge, unlock your energy potential. Thank you so much, Adrienne, for being here with our audience today.
Thank you so much, Robin, for inviting me to your podcast. I am honored and I look forward to sharing my story and just, easy tips that any of your listening audience can implement right away.
Well, that would be extremely helpful because like we were talking a little bit beforehand, I'm like, I've got 8 living children. The oldest is 10. I didn't mention that. And like the oldest hasn't even hit 30 days yet. And I'm just like, how do you have so much more energy? I'm like, I'm only 39, but I feel like today I'm just like, I feel like I'm about 60 right now. I don't want to get my mind there, but
Yeah. I got you.
I just love your energy. And you look younger. A lot younger. So I always appreciate it. I'm just saying. And I'm sure you do too.
Thank you. I do. Yes, I do. Definitely. Okay.
So who or what inspired you to create this energy edge, the unlocking their energy potential? Like who really started that? I know like you have that where you just like you hit this downward spiral. So was that the point that where you started just like I have to do something? Like what made that mindset shift for you?
Yeah. Would you mind if I started at the beginning and kind of lead your audience to how I came to creating the Energy Edge program? Excellent. Thank you.
I would love that.
So I call my story lost and found, when you lose something and you have the opportunity to find it again. So I was born, Robin, with boundless energy. In my 20s, 30s, and even into my late 40s, Robin, I had energy to give away. From sunrise to sunset, I was good to go. I could eat what I want to eat. I could drink what I want to drink. I could stay up all night. I could do what I want to do. And I bounded back. And my life was so wonderful. People who knew me well used to call me the Energizer Bunny. You know that bunny on the commercial that goes like that? So my name is the Energizer Bunny. And, I thought it was cute. I didn't realize that I had something that nobody else had. This was just who I was. And then, Robin, I crossed over my 50-year line. And what changed in my life, the big changes were, I grew up as a single mom. I have one child, a daughter. And then she went away when I turned 50 to university. Prior to that, again, and your audience knows as well too, when you have responsibilities, you have a reason to come home. I had to come home to care for my child. I had to come home to take her for activities, for dinner, whatever it was. I had to come home and be a responsible parent up until she left for university. And then when she leaves, I come home and the house is empty. And I don't know what to do with all of that time. And because I have so much energy, I was literally pacing the house like a lion in the cage. Just, what am I going to do? Nothing to do. I'm bored. I'm bored. So for me to alleviate the boredom, well, you know what? I'm not going to come home. So I would leave work and I would go out for dinner with variety of friends. And then I'd come home at 9. But Robin, I still got a lot of energy at 9 and I'm pacing the house. And then I said, you know what? There are sports bars that are open. So I would leave the restaurant, go to a sports bar. It filled the need that I had, and I would be home at 11 p.m. And that worked for a while. But like I like to tell my clients, when you're in certain environments, you get introduced to other activities that you might not thought about. And I was introduced to something called an after hours club. And these are clubs that open up at 1 o'clock. So when my sports bars friends mentioned it, it's like, yeah, let me try it. So Robin, I started going to after hours from about 1 to 3 or 1 to 4 or 1 to 6 in the morning. And remember, Robin, I still have to work at 9 a.m. So sometimes, Robin, I'm coming home at 4, barely sleeping for an hour and getting up and going to work. But for me, it was a way to alleviate the boredom of coming home to an empty house. And as a result, Robin, of working, going out for dinner, going to a sports bar, and then going to an after hours, remember it's continuous, I am now totally indulging in processed foods, a lot more alcohol, and I got introduced to party drugs. I'm going to be honest with you. I started indulging in party drugs because I need to keep up. I need to stay awake, and these drugs kept me awake. As a result, Robin, for me, it was probably from my 50 to maybe around 55, 5 to 6 years, Robin, my body said, I cannot hold you up any longer, Adrian. You are doing nothing to fuel us with what we need to maintain your energy. And Robin, if I say out of 10 in my energy levels, with 10 being I felt like Superwoman and 1 being I could barely get through my days. At my worst, Robin, my energy levels were down to a 1 to 2. I was fatigued. I was tired. I was drained. I was disgusted with myself that I allowed myself to draw myself down to that level. Now, how it all came to a head, Robin, because for me it was every Monday morning, okay, I'm not going to do it this week. I'm going to be good this week. I'm going to maybe go out for a walk. I'm going to eat better. But by Wednesday, that itch to, God, I'm bored. I can't come home again. By Wednesday, Robin, it was the same pattern. So I like to tell people I was like a mouse on a wheel. Monday, I would say I would do better. Wednesday, it's the same thing. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I'm out at the clubs, Robin. I'm going to say, Robin, it was probably maybe October, November, that last year when it finally came to a head. I've always went for a yearly doctor's checkup. This year, went for a checkup. Soon as I walked in, my doctor had known me for years, so he knew the vibrant, energetic Adrian. And when he saw me, he goes, Adrian, you look terrible. What's going on? Now, Robin, you know I'm not going to tell him I was out doing drugs an hour ago. Oh, you know what, doc? You know what? It's work. It's work. I'm overwhelmed with work. He goes, Adrian, I don't know about that, but you know what? Until you're ready to tell me otherwise, I'm just letting you know from last year to now, I can see you've gained an enormous amount of weight. I can see the dark circles under your eyes. I can see the puffiness under your eyes, and your skin is dry and it's sagging. Something is going on, Age. You know, it's just work. It's work. It's work. Don't worry about it. I'll do better. I'll do better. And you know, I left the office, and you know, that same night I was back at the club again. Because it's one thing to say it and another thing to actually action it. But my behavior, it was just a behavior, and it's anything to not come home into an empty house and sit with nothing to do. 2 months later, it's now January. Like I mentioned to you, I live in Toronto. I remember, and I will never forget it, Robin, it was a bitterly cold winter in Toronto that January. Now, still smoking weed, still smoking cigarettes, Never smoked in my house out of respect for my daughter. I have a garage. I would go and sit in the garage and I made up a little smoking area. Robin, because it was so cold that winter, it took me 10 minutes just to layer up all those clothes just to go sit in my garage. I'm sitting in the garage, Robin. You know I can't smoke with thick gloves on, so I'm bare hands. My hands are freezing. I got a cigarette in this hand. I got a joint in this hand, Robin. And I broke down. I broke down. I broke down, Robin, and I cried, and I cried, and I cried. And I said, God, help me. Help me, God. I can't, I don't want to do this anymore. I'm ashamed of myself. My daughter's coming home in this spring. How can I let her come home and see me like this? But I need your help, God. I need to find a way to break this pattern of drugs and alcohol and processed food. And I cried, Robin. I don't know how long I sat in that garage. I think my fingers froze, and that's what kind of brought me back to reality. And I went back in the house and I went to bed. Excuse me. Over the next couple of weeks, Robin, I always say, I know God answered my prayers because I felt less of an urge to go out. And I became more curious, Robin. How do women's bodies change as we move into our 50s? And through my research, Robin, I realized that it was because of my choices that I lost my energy. My body needed healthy fruits and vegetables. My body needed water. My body needed exercise. My body needed sunshine. My body needed positive people around me. And I was giving it none of that. And I have to realize that you can only put so much burden on your body. And sooner or later, your body's going to break down. Our bodies do the best that they can to hold us up. But if you don't give it what it needs, it's going to start slowly but surely dying. And my body was dying. As I started doing my research and I realized, okay, so I have an opportunity to change my lifestyle choices to regain my vitality. I started trying it out. Okay, you know what? Let me try to maybe have a salad today. Let me carry an apple and a fruit for lunch. At lunchtime, instead of sleeping at my desk because I was so tired, let me just go out and just go for a walk for half an hour around the building, or I found a park near my office. And then I said, you know what? I started not feeling, I didn't want to go to the club anymore. I was pulled more so to what else can I do? Because my body started rewarding me with a little bit more energy. Excuse me. So every month I felt stronger and stronger. And I decided to use myself as my own beta test. I created a nutritional program. I created a physical program. I joined a network of women who believe in health and wellness as we age. I started going outside in the morning for natural sunlight. And over a 12-month period, Robin, my energy levels slowly but surely started to increase. So at the end of a 12-month period, Robin, out of a 10, my energy moved back up to an 8, to a 9, to a 10 out of 10. To where I am today, my energy is consistently 8 to 9 to 10 out of 10. Now, as a result of my increased energy and vitality, people at work started saying, Adrian, you seem to be a lot more energetic. You have more of a glow to you. We notice that you're going outside to walk more often. We notice that we used to see you sleeping at your desk, but we notice that you're making more of an effort to interact with us as well, too. Can you maybe share some of your tips? Because we're tired, we're fatigued, we're overwhelmed, and we are seeing the results in you. So I started just sharing small tips. And that's when that light bulb came on. It's like, you know what? Energy is a commodity for people who are living with fatigue and brain fog. and overwhelm. Energy is the opposite of fatigue. And everywhere I looked, Robin, I started noticing people with fatigue, just tired, just moving slowly, just lethargic. And it's like, you know what? That was me a year ago. Why don't I do something to help all of these people? Because obviously I figured it out because I was able to find my energy again based on the lifestyle choices I decided to start implementing in my life. And that's when I created the Energy Edge, unlock your body's energy potential, and let people know we can rebuild our energy from a cellular level if we feed our biology with what our biology was meant for. So I tell my clients all the time, your body says, you scratch my back, I'm going to scratch your back. If you give me what I need, I'm going to give you boundless energy. So I choose to live the life that I have left with boundless energy because every day I wake up joyful. Anything I engage in it with full, vibrant energy. And everywhere I go, Robin, people say, I love your energy. I wish I had your energy. And Robin, some people even say, Adrian, can I touch you? Because if I touch you, can I get your energy? Robin, I love it. I love to know that I am a role model to so many people who also want to live a life with more vibrancy and vitality. So Robin, that is my story, and that's the story I want to share with the world now. You can reclaim your energy as long as you feed your biology with the simple things that it asks for.
No, I love that. And thank you for sharing your story too, because I know how hard that must have been for you during that time. But it's at the same time, when you're sharing your story, it's like, I think a lot of people can relate that we all have that breakdown moment when we're going through something extremely hard. And it's like, God, I just need your help to like get through this. Yes. And so I think I'm very thankful that you shared that part of your story because it is important. Like that's where you got your energy back and you're able to break free from that, which is amazing. It's very powerful. Obviously, as you have found at the same time. And like for the energy part, yeah, I know there's a lot of people, it's like me with all the kids as an example. People are like, you know, like me, I'm like, if you got less than the amount of kids I got, I'm like, you got it easier than I do. I'm just saying, like, that's you can true. Find more time to do like exercise right, and all this stuff. You're right, and Robin. It's like at the same time, it's like I have the energy that I've got. I don't smoke, I don't drink alcohol, I don't do drugs, I don't do any of those things. But it's like I'm doing what I can with what I got. So I'm like, I use my hip nappies. That's what I call them. They're my little hip nappies. Like I literally take, sometimes all I need is like 5 minutes, and sometimes I need 20 minutes. Listen to a recording, and then I get my energy. Yes. But at the same time, I'm like, I like your idea better for going out for a walk, because I'm like, that'd be a lot more better use of my time. Not saying that, not necessarily that I don't need it, but I'm like, all the kids, I'm like, my body really needs a rest, because like what you said too is very true for the biology part. Is that if we give our body junk, it's going to give us junk back.
Exactly. What you plant is what you will sow. And, you know, for you, Robin, if you would like, you know, offline, you know, you have that responsibility of caring for a lot of children, all under 10. Yes. I can share some very simple, just some little simple tips that you might want to consider to help you to consider, you know, to boost your energy. So if you want, we'll talk about that offline, because I definitely have a couple of other clients who have not 10, but they have, you know, 3 or 4. And it's like, Adrian, I just don't have the time, and I don't have the time. And it's like, you know what? I showed them a couple of things, and it's like, okay, I can do that. So we'll talk about
like
that
finding
otherwise.
The time. Like that's what I've found, like the biggest thing is that people give that excuse of they don't got the time. Yes. And I'm like, you've got time. I've got time to take 5 minutes to take a deep breath.
Thank you. Exactly. We have to make the time. We make the time. Yeah. If it's important for the quality of the lifestyle that we would like to live, we'll make the time. We'll make the time.
Oh yeah,
We figure
all
it
the
out. We
time.
will figure it out. Mm-hmm.
That's where I started adding the exercise back. I'm like, you know what? And I could take all the kids, go for a walk, and that's what I need to do. Because I'm
Good
like, it's
girl.
helping them and it's helping me. So I'm like, we're
Good
doing it
girl.
together. Yeah.
Good girl,
I got
Robin.
smarter
Good
this
girl.
round. Instead of putting
Good
them into
girl.
the 2 wagons, I'm like,
Yeah.
just make it easier
Good
on
for you.
myself.
Get
Out of the ones that
creative.
can walk, let them walk, and I
Yes.
pull the rest.
Yes.
So I was
Get
pulling like
creative,
over
Robin.
100
I love
pounds.
it.
Well, yes,
Love it.
yes.
Get
So
creative.
then, for like the energy, like when you're talking like the biology as we get older, I know that there's a lot of people are talking in this friend circle that I have about like the perimenopause. Is that like where when you get older, like for that 50 is like that's where it starts happening, like that energy drop off? Or 'cause I'm not quite there yet. Like I said, I'm only 39, but I'm just like I'm still in the baby area. If that.
You know, what happens, Robin, is because through our youth into our 30s and 40s, if we maintain a lifestyle that is not conducive to our biology, remember, every day, every week, every month, our bodies are breaking down. Our cells are losing their resiliency because we are not feeding it what it needs. So obviously, Robin, remember, our bodies can only take so much. Therefore, that's why you see people in their 40s, they're already exhausted. Well, what have you been feeding your body since you were a teen and at 20 and in 30s and you're 40? So, Robin, it's just a buildup. If you look at someone, Robin, who all through their life, Robin, they have maintained healthy lifestyle choices. They're in their 80s, Robin, and they're bouncing around. But most of us, Robin, let's be honest, it's the McDonald's, it's the processed foods, it's the sweet coffees, it's the candies, it's all the processed stuff that we're buying in the middle aisles instead of the outer aisles. And Robin, remember, our bodies, it's accumulation. It's accumulation, Robin. So what do you think is going to happen by the time you're 40s and 50s? Your body said, for 50 years, you have been putting processed food in me. For 30 years, you have been smoking. For 20 years, you've been drinking a lot of alcohol. For so many years, you're lying on the sofa. You come home and lie on the sofa. What do you think is going to happen, Robin? Our bodies can only hold us up for so long before they break down. And that's why you notice people in their late 40s and 50s, they're starting to slow down. It's not because of age. It's because if you look back in their history, and if they're going to be honest with you, yeah, you know what, you're right. You know, all of my life, my parents just fed me, mac and cheese, or just stuff that our biology says, no, I don't want it. I don't want it. But Robin, we keep stuffing it in, don't we? And then we lie back, Robin, and we lie back, right? And we lie back. And we give ourselves no way to circulate all that garbage out of us, so it builds us fat, and it builds us fat. And we wonder, why am I gaining weight? It's because you're getting older. No, it's not. No, it's not. It's an accumulation from all of those years. I always say, look at people in certain regions who've always maintained healthy lifestyles. Why are they 80 and totally fit? Why are they different than those of us in Canada and in the USA? I'm sure you've heard of the rate of obesity and people who are tired and fatigued in North America. Robin, why? Because industries they make the food taste good, Robin. They make the food taste so good, Robin. And so you're looking at a Big Mac and you're looking at a salad. I'm going to take that Big Mac because that first fry and that first bite and that milkshake, I'm going to put the salad aside. I'm going to put it aside. And then, Robin, our bodies get used to those endorphins when they know you're driving by that McDonald's. I know I should go home and make something, but your endorphins say, but you remember how that Big Mac tasted last time? And then we put another Big Mac in. And then we wonder 10 years later, when we're like this is all Big Macs. This is all Big Macs around your waist. This is all Big Macs here. This is all Big Macs on your thigh. Because our bodies tell us, go for the Big Mac. We need to find a way to change those behaviors. If you want to live a life of vitality, then you need to make a choice. You can't continue eating processed foods and want to live a life full of energy. The two of them don't go together. They just don't go together, Robin. I'm sorry.
Well, no, And I completely agree with you. That's why I'm like, I'm a very healthy in how I eat. But
Good
I
girl.
agree with you, like how a lot of people do eat. They're like the Big Mac, and I'm like, I'd rather go for the salad. I'm just saying, I got a daughter, thank God she's 4 and she loves spinach. I'm like, I'm learning to
Oh,
love it a
good
little bit better.
girl.
But I'm
Good
like, all my
girl.
kids, they fight over we're probably the only family that fights over the broccoli and all that in the
Are you
shopping cart. Literally,
serious?
oh yeah, my kids, they fight. That's why we can't take them all into the grocery store at the same time because one of them's eating the broccoli while we're trying to pay attention to the other one that's getting the bananas or the grapes. Like yesterday, the one was eating cheese and he's only 18 months. And I'm like, stop, we haven't even paid for it yet. So then I'm like, okay, well, let's put, the grapes by him. Nope, that was a bad idea. So I'm like, oh my God, I'm like, you can't put food in, we have to have one cart just for the kids, the other cart just for the food, because otherwise we don't leave the store without them eating the food. And then he was trying to pick up the carrots, and I'm like, okay. So we ended up having to get a third cart just for
Robin,
the
good
kids.
for you and your
That's
husband. Good
that's
for
how our
you and
life
your
is. I'm like, it's
husband.
well, yeah.
Wow, what great habits you are instilling in your children from this young age. Robin, you know what? I commit. Good for you, Robin. Good for you, Robin. Keep it
That's
up,
what
girlfriend. Keep it up.
I definitely will because I'm very
Good
proud of my
girl.
kids. I'm like, I'm proud of how we eat, but it's like generally, I'm like, a lot of people, they don't eat that way because,
No,
like you said, they're
I
like,
know.
they'd rather have the Big Mac, they'd rather
I
have
know.
all the pop and the
I know.
energy drinks. And I'm like, I don't
Yes.
touch that.
Good
The
girl.
energy drinks I won't touch because I'm like, I
Oh,
value my heart. Like, that was my biggest
God.
thing for me. I'm like, if it's
Good
going
for
to destroy
you.
my heart, forget it. Nope, I'm out.
Good
I'm
for
like,
you. See, you have found a why to keep
yes,
you in line. People need to, you see, it really starts with what is the quality of life that you want? That's the first question people need to ask themselves. But Robin, we don't ask ourselves, and they don't teach us that in school. What is the quality of the life that we want to live? Not the quality when it comes to money, the quality of our health, because
yes.
that is going to determine how vibrant your life is. You can either slug through life, just slug through it on default.
Mhm.
Get up every day, go to work, come home, sit on the sofa, go to bed like this, Robin. Or you can
I
say, you know
couldn't.
what? Oh my God, it's a beautiful day outside. Let's go. And you do it with vibrancy. It's your choice, Robin. It's your choice.
Well, yeah, it
Yes.
always is. So no,
Yeah.
I appreciate it because I'm like, that's where I'm like the energy part. I'm like, I don't want to be the person that's, and I'm not sorry, but I
Yeah.
do not want to be the person that's 80, 90 years
Thank
old in
you.
the nursing home,
Thank you.
just sitting there with their mind gone. I want to be
Thank
the
you.
person out there still working. I look up to
Robin,
people that are still doing stuff
you know what,
in their,
Robin? You know what you
yeah,
just reminded me of, Robin? Absolutely. Do you
yes.
remember an actress by the name of Miss Betty White from the
Oh,
Golden Girls?
yes, I love her. I figured out how she lived so long.
Betty White
Lost her.
died at 99 and she was still co-producing her comedy show. For me, Betty White was one
Yes.
of my whys. When I was climbing out of my hole, I always said when I was younger,
Yes.
from the Golden Girls, and then I saw her
But
later on and it's like, but she's 60s and she's still 70s and she's still working. I said, I want to be just like Betty White. I want to be just like Betty White. So that was one of
same
my
here.
whys. Even though she's in heaven, I said, Betty, I know you're watching me. And I promised you years ago, I want to be 99 and I want to be vibrant. Like you said, I don't want to be 70 in a nursing home
No,
and like this. Because
no.
for the last 60 years, I chose to be sedentary. I chose processed foods. I chose to stay indoors. And I'm 70 now, and look at my life. How do you want to live? But you see, a lot of us, Robin, we don't think about years down the road. We're just thinking about today. Today, I want a pastry. I want this today. We don't think about tomorrow. And that's what I'm trying to, through my programs, to get people to think tomorrow's going to come quickly. You might be 20 now, but you're going to be 40 by the time you blink your eyes. You're young and vibrant now at 20, but look at you every day. And you know, you go to these students at school, and you see them inside McDonald's, lined up inside McDonald's, lined up inside Taco Bell's. And it's like, you know what? You can do it now in your teens, but you know what? Just be mindful. But it's like the parents, are the parents teaching the kids not Taco Bell every day. So Robin, you know what? We could go on and on. This is so passionate for me, Robin. I could talk for hours. I'm just worried about the teens of today. I gotta be honest with you. Gotta be honest.
Yeah, I am too in a lot of ways.
Cell phone.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if you've heard, Robin, but there are dangers. There are dangers with the EMFs, the radiation that is being emitted from the cell phones that people don't realize, and we have it in our hand all the time. We have it in our breast pocket all the time. Men have it right by their genitals in their front pocket, and they don't realize, just like with cigarettes, it's a slow process as we smoke, but over the years, just like asbestos in our homes, it's a slow process over the years. But industry's they never talked about asbestos back then. The cigarette companies never talked about it back then. And the cell phone companies are definitely not talking to you about the radiation that's being emitted every time you put that phone in your hand, up into your ear, and you got those earbuds in your ear, and that radiation's, they don't talk about that, Robin, but slowly but surely, 20 years from now, you see what's going to happen to all these teenagers that are walking around with their phones. You'll see, Robin. You'll see. You'll see.
Yeah.
You'll
see. I know there'll be a lot that'll be changing as technology keeps going, too.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So I don't mean to interrupt you, Adrian, but I do have a question because you had mentioned about like the phones and how we've got the men putting them by their genitals, like what they do, and then the women, like the breast pockets, or the bras that are being our breast pockets for us. So when you bring in all that up, I'm sure that is also affecting people's energy at the same time, because like you said, they're not going to take and say, hey, we've got these issues going on. And you said, just give it time. So what's your take on that? I would like to know your take on that.
Yeah, absolutely. Anything that is not aligned with our natural biology. So the radiation coming from man-made devices, whether it's our fridges, our microwaves, our washing machines, and today, obviously, cell phones. We're not that concerned necessarily about the appliances at home because we don't stand against it for 24 hours. But with this thing that we call a cell phone, people walk around with it constantly in their hands. It's like they cannot put it down. And some people even sleep with it in the room right beside their head as well too. I don't know why. It's like, you know what? I got to have my cell phone that close to me. What I'd like people to understand is that there are electric magnetic fields that are being radiated through the cell phones, connecting obviously to the cell towers. And that radiation is man-made, so it's not aligned with the natural chemical energy of our bodies. So slowly but surely, it is changing the composition of our DNA, and it's killing the capacity, the resilience of our cells. So if our cells are dying out, if our DNA is slowly but surely changing, we're not going to see it right away. People who smoke, they didn't necessarily get cancer right away, but over years, it hit their respiration. Their lungs were eventually, because sooner or later, all of the cells in your lungs have died off. And that's why people need to use that respirators. People living at home in asbestos back in the days, they didn't realize they didn't die right away. But over the years, they started to get these symptoms and they didn't understand why. And sooner or later, through research and study, it was discovered it's the asbestos. Something in the chemical in the asbestos was reacting negatively with the cells within our bodies. Today, equivalent to asbestos in cigarettes, it's EMFs, electrical magnetic fields that are coming from our cell phones. So people who put their cell phones in their pocket, a lot of men wear it in their pocket, in their front. So that radiation is affecting obviously their genitals. So they're finding that a lot of men are not able to produce, they don't have enough sperm count because their cell phones have been there for years now, and it's killed the strength and the capacity of their cells. For women who may wear it in a pocket up here, they're noticing that some women on the left side well, you know what? We're noticing a cancer on this side, but no cancer on this side. And it's come to realize, oh, I always put my cell phone in my pocket here. So slowly but surely, and remember, everybody's biology is different. It might affect you in 5 years. It might affect somebody else in 10 years. We don't know because we don't know what else you're exposed to. Maybe you live in an area with a lot of cell towers. Maybe you also are sedentary. So being sedentary, a lot of cell towers around you, eating processed foods, and now the cherry on the cake, you're always got your cell phone in your hand. You got your cell phone here. That is a tsunami to your body. Our bodies can only take so much burden, Robin. We are living organisms. We're not cement. We're not brick. We're a live organism. And as such, if we are not feeding our organism with healthy sustenance instead of unhealthy sustenance, slowly but surely, Robin, we're killing ourselves. And as our cells start to die, inflammation. It's a playground. It's a playground. It's a playground. The immune system is weakened, and inflammation says, here's a host. Here's a host I can invade, and I'm going to knock this person down. I'm going to knock you down. And that's when you start feeling the fatigue, the overwhelmed. Maybe it's problems with your eyes. Maybe it's pains in your back. Maybe it's a pain here, because inflammation is a way of telling your body, I'm in pain. I'm in pain. I'm in pain. And doctors need to figure out, well, what's going on? And most doctors will say, here's a pill. Just here's a pill. Take a pill. But if you go to a naturopath, they will say, let's talk about your lifestyle. Let's really talk about your lifestyle. What does your typical week look like? And be honest with me. What do you do every day? What time do you get up? What do you do during the day? How much electricity is around you? How active are you? What are you eating? Maybe it's genetics. For some people, if you add genetics on top of that, well, you know, my parents also suffered from this. You already have it in your DNA. You're exacerbating it by the lifestyle choices you make. So, you know, Robin, people have to be more aware, and more information needs to be made available about the damages of always being so close to your phone. Yes, on one hand, it's great. It makes it easy to have the cell phone. You can, you know, it's convenient. But people have to realize you need to keep it away from you. So for example, when I'm at work, my cell phone is not on my desk because I have my laptop. So you can imagine people have their laptop, they got the cell phone right beside it, you have it connected into the wall with the Wi-Fi, you're in an office, your office door is closed, so all day, all you're getting is radiation in you because you got your laptop locked in, you got your phone locked in, you got the Wi-Fi connected to you, you got no air coming in. All of that, Robin, your body is saying, and then you wonder why when you get home you're tired, you're fatigued. Come on, you have been emitting that radiation into your body all day, and Robin, your body is doing its best to fight. But at least meet me halfway. Can we not go for a walk at lunchtime? Can we not maybe get up every hour and a half and just move around? But Robin, we're not even helping our biology. We're just, I'm busy at work. I got to get this report done. I can't move. I can't get up. I can't do anything. Go, 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 go. Not realizing that your body is saying, I'm trying to hold you up. I'm trying to hold you up. I'm trying to hold you up. But you're killing me. You're killing me. And now you're adding a phone, and people are outside with their phone all day, walking around with their phone all day. When do you put your phone down? People are exposed to that radiation from the time they wake up. They turn the phone on, Robin. They walk to the bathroom, they got their phone. They walk to the kitchen, they got their phone. They're in the car, they got their phone. The phone is beside them at the desk. They sleep with the phone beside. Robin, you are 24/7 admitting that radiation. And you wonder why you're tired, why you're overwhelmed, and why your immune system is not working like it used to work in your 20s. You're wondering why, Robin, and you're only 35. Oh my God, Robin. It breaks my heart. Every time I go outside, Robin, even I'm out for a walk you're out for a walk in the forest. Why do you need your phone? Tell your family, I'm going out for a walk. I'm leaving my phone here. I just want to be in nature. They're in nature, Robin, on their phone scrolling. So why are you even in nature? Why are you even bothering? Oh, Robin. Oh, Robin.
No.
It just hurts me.
Well, yeah, and that you bring a lot of good points there. I'm like trying to think. I'm like everything that you said. I'm like that's just how I feel about the phone thing too. Because I'm just thinking about they're exposing all of this to kids too, like
Thank you,
constantly.
Robin.
And I'm like,
Thank
nobody,
you.
like we know like ADHD comes from the phone, depression, anxiety, all these things from the phone. Like we know
Bless you.
that it's about as bad as what people eat. I'm just saying.
Yes.
Yet
Yes.
they're
Yes.
garbage in, garbage out, you know?
Thank
And
you.
it's like that's why we've got the problems that we've got in society. I know like
Thank you,
here
Robin. Thank you.
it's just
Yeah.
seems like it's getting worse. And it's like I feel bad for the
Yeah.
younger generation because they've got
Yes.
no leadership.
Yes.
They don't have anybody to help them.
Thank
The
you.
parents don't want to do anything and they just want everybody else to take care of their kids. And
Thank
it's
you.
like that's
Yep.
not how it's supposed to be. Like my kids, they don't have the tablets and all that. They
Oh,
don't
God
need it
bless
as far
you.
as I'm concerned. Because I'm like,
God bless
you
you.
guys don't need it. The one had asked
No.
me and I'm like, you're only 7. No.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Because
nope.
they're seeing it out there amongst their peers, right? They're seeing other
Oh yeah.
7-year-olds, right? Bingo.
Yeah. And I'm
Bingo.
like, you don't
Bingo.
need it.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Bingo.
go outside. So like my kids, they
Thank you.
literally, I'm like, go outside. I don't want to
Thank
see you
you.
guys till later. It's
You
not
remember
being
what they
mean. It's
used to
just
do us
like,
in our days? Our parents used to say, go outside and come back when the
yeah,
street lights come on. Thank you,
yep.
Robin. Thank you,
And
Robin.
I'm the
Thank
exact same
you.
way. I'm just like,
Old
go.
school. Exactly,
Yes.
Robin. But you're bringing up healthy kids with a healthy biology. You're giving them a chance, Robin, for a healthier future because you're planting healthy
Yep.
lifestyle choices within your children's minds and their DNAs, Robin. Good for you and your husband. Good for you too.
Well, yeah, I appreciate it because I know it's just like one of those things. It's just like, it's not that difficult because like I've been seeing all the social media threads. You know, like you see them, like the parents that are frustrated because their kids with the tablets and then they have
Yep.
like, it's
Yep.
really heartbreaking is
Yeah.
when I seen like there's videos of kids that are asleep but they're on their tablet
No.
in
Are
their
you
sleep or
serious?
acting out. Yeah, I've seen some of those videos where it's
Oh,
become a mental health disorder because the parents gave their tablets to their kids so much that they literally, you can see it like in the
oh,
videos of how kids are so addicted to their screens when they're asleep they look
oh,
like they're on their
Robin.
tablets or on their
Oh,
phone.
Robin.
And it's heartbreaking because it's like that bad of a parent allowed
Oh,
this to happen
Robin.
to their child. They didn't take control. And it's just like, it's
Oh,
frustrating when I seen
Robin.
that, but it's also very
That's,
scary because it's like
oh,
people don't realize that they're creating addiction, not just for the
yes,
phone and the tablets,
yes,
but
yes,
later down the road,
yes,
the
Robin.
addictions. Because the
Yes, Robin.
brain is wired to
Yes.
do whatever is easiest,
Thank you. Thank you,
not
Robin.
what's hardest, it's
Thank you,
whatever's
Robin.
easiest.
Like with me as well, too. It was easiest to kind of
Yes.
go out and drink and smoke. Exactly, Robin. Exactly. And you see what happened. And you see what happened.
Yes.
Someone who had a lot of energy, I lost it all. And I always say, God gave me one more chance. God gave me a chance
Well, yes, he
to turn
definitely
it
did.
around. But with these kids today, Robin, you're right. I'm just, it just, Robin, okay, that's okay. I don't want to start
We
crying
need,
again.
well, well, and I appreciate it though too at the same time because it's like that's where it gets so frustrating for the younger generation because it's like I've seen this stuff and it's like they
Yes.
don't got the parents that they've needed. And
Yes.
it's like I know that I'm an older millennial. I get that. Like most of the people in my age group, their kids are
Yeah.
already in their 20s. Mine are still young,
Yes.
still
Yes.
coming. But I'm like,
Yeah.
they were the ones that screwed it up necessarily because it's like they put work first instead of, and I get the
Yes.
concept, we all need money, like I
Yes.
get that concept, but at the same
Yes.
time it's like
At the
the
same time.
tablets, the computers, all this stuff, none
Yes.
of this stuff is,
Yes.
I haven't seen it actually work.
I know.
Like
I
all
know.
it's done is destroy human, like
Thank you. Thank you.
all online, like
And
not
like
humans, like
you said,
locked to a phone.
exactly. It's creating the addiction, but it's also physically hurting them, emotionally hurting them, because when the parents want to
Yes.
take it away, it's the tantrum. So emotionally, you're also creating monsters as well too. And mentally,
Yes.
the kids make that connection. You know what? They make that connection. So physically, emotionally, and mentally, unfortunately, even though the parents might say it quietens them down. I have stuff to do. Let me give them a tablet. It quietens them down. It's an easy fix, but you don't realize what it is creating. So, I'm not saying that
Yep.
I want to necessarily blame them, but if they now have the information and they can start to see certain behaviors when they take it away, a parent needs to say, you know what, I need to do something about this right now. Oh my gosh, Joey is freaking out because I took it away. Oh my God, something is going on. That parent needs to make that connection. You know what? We need to do something. But a lot of them are, here you go, because I've had a hard day. I can't take the screaming in my head. Here's a tablet. And it quietens them again. And then one day it goes to a week, to a month. And like you said, after a while, it's just an addiction. It's an addiction. It was one cigarette. It was one joint. And then the next thing you know, I'm hooked. But you know what? That's okay. Robin, we got so much to talk about, Robin. Oh my God.
Oh yeah. That's why I said that's literally like I said, it's the younger generation that doesn't have that leadership, but they need it. Yeah. They need someone to tell them, no, we're not doing this. Like I tell my kids earlier, exactly. I'm like,
exactly.
No, you got to learn to listen.
No is no. Right. I don't care what kind of tantrums no is no, get outside. But you see, that's how our parents did. You know what I'm saying? Old school.
Oh yeah.
Now it's like, let me just quieten you down. I'm just stressed. I'm stressed. Take the tablet, take the phone. Come on, you're 10 with a phone. But Robin, that's okay. 2 weeks, that's okay, Robin. That's okay.
It's all good. Yeah. But I'm like, that's the whole purpose of this podcast anyway, is to let people know, hey, let's go back to what did work. We know, yes, we knew that, or it's not authoritarian where it's you do what I say. It's the authoritative where it's like, okay, you're going to face the natural consequence. I told one of my kids earlier today, like literally, I'm like, natural consequence. Exactly. I don't do dishes. Guess what? I don't get to eat. Because they were upset that they couldn't eat right away. I'm like, absolutely. Well, you do the dishes. Exactly. It's a consequence I got to deal with too.
Exactly. Robin, it's our responsibility as their caregivers to create healthy habits. Habits so they can take this foundation that we provided for them. And then once you get on your own, it's like mom and dad provided that healthy, strong foundation for me. I can take it from here, mom and dad. But if they don't get that healthy foundation, and for me, everything starts with your health. Everything else comes after that. 100%. Your school, your career, whatever. But you need to be healthy first if you want to live a life that really is worthwhile. And if you want to make a difference in others' life as well too, for me, the greatest reward is being a positive role model. But that's something that has meaning for me, but this is something that we should instill in our kids. You should do your best to be a role model for maybe your peers in school. Take the habits that I'm teaching you, and you would be surprised. You may affect somebody else's life and really help somebody else without even realizing it. They're watching you. They're saying, wait a minute, like your 10-year-old, like, wow, he always comes to school and he's got healthy lunches. And I noticed that, he's alert in class. He's engaged in class. Mm-hmm. He's got a lot of spunk to it, as opposed to me, my mom, so we're eating a lot of processed foods and I'm tired in class and I'm falling asleep in class. If we don't feed our bodies, how are your kids supposed to sit up alert and participate? Even though they're young, their biology still needs healthy sustenance. Always think about, I like to tell people, it's about respecting our bodies. We are not taught to respect our bodies from a younger. No, not at all. No. My philosophy is we need to acknowledge exactly what our bodies have done for us from the time we were born. We need to honor our bodies took us through flus and colds and cuts and scrapes. And then we need to say, you know what? I respect you. Look what you've done for me since I was born. I'm going to do much better because I've just been disrespecting you with lying on the sofa, staying inside, eating junk food. I'm disrespecting you, and look how you've taken care of me. Shame on me. And that's when I made my turnaround. And that's why every day I say, you know what, body? You've had my back. You've had my back. I put you through shit. I put you through drugs. I put you through alcohol, and you still held me up. You still held, because I could have died. One more drug, I could have died. But my body
Easily.
fought for me. And because of that, Robin, whenever I drive by, I'm not saying I don't have a Big Mac once in a while, but Robin, I swear to God, when I drive, it's like, body, I love you. I love you. You know what? I know that, you know what I say? I might eat the Big Mac, but my body hasn't been fed. I've been fed, but my cells have not been fed. Because nothing in that Big Mac, nothing in that milkshake, nothing in those fries has gone down to a cellular level. There's not one bit of nutrient in the bun, in the hamburger, in the French fries, in that milkshake. There's no nutrients in that. So I've been fed, but my body hasn't been fed. So every day, people who just consume processed food, they're feeding themselves, but they're not feeding their bodies. And then you wonder why your bodies are dying? You wonder why? You wonder why you're fatigued and tired? You wonder why you have no energy? Come on. Did you feed your cells, or did you just feed you? Because you were selfish and you didn't want to cook. Let me just stop by Taco Bell and get a fully loaded, all the cheese, all the bam, bam, bam. And let me get a Coke, and let me get a cherry pie. And let me sit on the sofa and watch Netflix. You got fed. Your cells never got fed that night. And every day you go through that, you're starving your body. You don't love you. You don't love yourself. You don't love yourself. You don't love yourself. And that's why you're 70 and you're a shell. And you're a shell. Because everything has died inside of you. Everything has died. I'm so lucky I had another chance before I died. I'm glad I did.
Yeah, I'm glad you did too. So what's the best way for our audience to get in contact with you? Because I also got to take care of my baby.
Yeah, absolutely. My website is currently being rebuilt, so they can just reach out to me at vitality@adriansimmons.ca. I can send it to you if you want, and then you can send it to them, but vitality@adriansimmons.ca, because I am full of vitality and energy. Look at my muscles. Look at my muscles. I work out every day.
I miss you.
Oh. Oh, Robin. Okay, serious. Okay.
No, I love it though. I'm gonna change the fat wings for real muscles again someday.
It's okay. We'll get you up there. Take care of your babies now. Yeah. We'll get you back up there.
But no, I appreciate it. So I just want to remind everybody to like, share, comment, and subscribe to Healing for the Soul podcast, and keep coming back for more episodes. Thank you for your time and your energy while listening to today's episode of Healing for the Soul podcast.
Make sure you listen to subscribe. Tell that soul puppy to stray. Quack, quack. Bye-bye. Well, next time. Now you got it.